star bar.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another video. I'm Lee.
I'm Ben.
He's Ben, yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Today we're going to do the RS4. If you remember the last video, we tried to get it tuned.
Yeah, so when we tried, it got ran on the dyno first, and there was lambda faults saying there was no fuel on one side and there was fuel on the other side. There was just all kinds of weird faults coming up with it. So we've changed the lambda sensors now.
That's not it.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't messing about, me. Yeah, do you want one?
Yeah,
I'll sort you right out in a bit.
We knew you were coming. We know you like your chocolate. Hey, if you have the chocolate, you get more horsepower. Everyone knows that.
Yeah,
Stage 7.
You know, everyone knows you trade a double decker for some pops and bangs. That's how it works. I can't remember exactly what it was, right? But something wasn't reading the thing, the ECU. So Tabby's flashed the latest version of the stock software, and it was on S003, it was something like that. Now it's on S006, so there's like 3 newer versions to what was on our car. So that's now on it, but because there's 2, it's about 45 minutes each ECU. You have to do one, and then thingy, and then you have to do another, and then, you know. So that's what's literally coming to the end of now. So hopefully we'll be able to flash it, to read the ECU, I think. If that still doesn't work, then there's other tools and stuff he was saying that you can, I can use this, I can use that. Regardless, he said, absolute worst case scenario, I'll take them out and I'll have it on the bench and I'll read it from on the bench. Yeah. So that's where we're up to at the minute.
If you remember the last dyno video we did on this, it made 407.
407 brake, yeah.
But stuff's happened to it since then. We've had a straight through exhaust.
Yeah.
It did have the decat on it anyway.
Yeah.
So 407 should now, I mean, a more free-flowing exhaust because it had the stock exhaust on.
2 or 3 horsepower?
We might get 410, yeah. We might get 410 out
That'd
of it.
Be good.
Which will be good, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna obviously get the stage above that. It's gonna be stage 2, is it?
I think it's classed as stage. I think.
Right.
I don't know. It's classed as stage 2, I think.
So, as usual, we'll have a little bit of a gentleman's breakfast, Mackie's breakfast, right?
I mean, the bet should just be on whether we're actually going to be able to do this or not, because as we know on this channel, nothing ever goes right.
Nothing with this car. I can't believe how much stuff. This is like it's just our car that just everything goes wrong.
Always hard work.
If you said to this car, we're just going to change the tyres. Well, we did.
And it went fine.
And it went fine, actually, yeah. But anything like mechanical, like the engine and stuff like that, it just doesn't go right.
No.
So, let's say it's going to work. Yeah. We're going to get the tune out of it.
Yeah.
What are we going with?
So I'm going to be optimistic and say, I want to say 425 plus, and do you want to say sort of like 424 below?
Hold on a minute.
I know you're going to be...
You're putting words into my mouth here. I've not even said what I want to say. What if I want to go over to 425?
Because I know you won't.
I want to go over 425.
Bollocks. You've already said that you're not optimistic with this.
Then you're going to neg me out then, saying, oh, I said that. I told you should have gone for... You could have won this.
So what are you saying then? You want to go 425 plus?
No, I'll go with 424 or below, just because you said that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm saying 425 plus, yeah.
Right, so I'll go below...
Mackie's breakfast on it?
Yeah.
So I've asked for some pops and bangs, and Ben, the calibrator's like, mate, right, I can put pops and bangs on it for you.
Hold on 1 second, my arm's killing. Go on.
I can put pops and bangs on it for you and have it so it's like, you know, but it's not very good for your engine, that. He said you are effectively making your engine misfire, which obviously...
It sounds good though.
Yeah, pops and bangs sound mint, yeah, but I don't know.
GTR.
Oh, you have actually, yeah. But that's different, that's something to do with retards, isn't it? The pops and bangs, he said I can give you some right at the higher end, I think he said. I might be completely making all that up, so we'll have a chat with him in a minute, because I'm going to sit in the back with my mask on and he can do his thing. We'll ask him loads of questions because he's going to live calibrate this on the dyno properly through all the maps. He also said, by the way, this was quite interesting, that car has about 9,000 maps on it. Did you know that?
No,
from stock? The new cars now, so like the Mark 8, Golf R, all that kind of stuff, the new ECUs have 300,000 maps. And he said every single one of them does something, and that's when you come to tune stuff, you have to work out exactly what each map does and where you can then take it to, and that's why shit takes long. And it's just getting harder and harder now, the newer it gets.
He's knowledgeable, isn't he? Look at him.
Do you know what my new nickname is?
Even with his Burberry cap on.
Just a fountain of knowledge, I am.
You
fountain.
Are. You're amazing, mate.
Cheers, mate.
You think this is going to be loud?
I mean, we heard this in the tunnel, didn't we? These lads haven't got a clue. In fact, Johnny knows, look. He's got his earmuffs on. He knows what's coming.
You go 410 below, I'll go
410 over.
410
okay. Bit of stop run, yeah?
I definitely think that exhaust is going to be.
I hope so.
And we've had it serviced, don't forget.
And we have had it, and a new fuel filter.
Yeah, 1 horsepower.
Yeah, gotta be.
Any little help.
That's quite loud, that. What is it? No. Watch it, left brake. Airbag light and traction control light have been linked, did you say?
See them flashing now.
Yeah, so they're both flashing at the same time.
So to pass an MOT, the airbag light's got to come on when you first turn the ignition on.
Right.
So when people have either put resistors in the airbag system or the airbag system's broken or whatever, to get it to pass an MOT, it's quite common for people to do that. So I'm afraid at some point
comes on, they both
somebody might have done that, maybe, just speculating. And now they're flashing together. So
Brilliant.
it's telling us that the airbag's going to go off any second. I don't think it will. There's no airbags in the back though, is there?
No, yeah, it's just
Yeah, so we're sound. We're all right back here.
I'll get
to the
laptop
face.
in your face, yeah, exactly, yeah.
That'll be a bit out. So
Slightly out. It'll tell us on the dyno plot. It's always interesting to see how far out the speedos are on it, like when you're dynoing cars regularly, because even at 70 they're often like 66ish.
Right.
So you think you're being a right good boy being 70 mile an hour on the motorway, but actually that's why lorries catch you up in a 60 limit, on the motorway and stuff. Because they're calibrated to 56, they're doing 56, you think you're doing 60, but you're not.
Tabby, you're doing a couple of base stock runs now, so you've put the latest version of the stock software on.
So
What Tabby's done
in a way it's fucked Ben a little bit, really.
Yeah, it's made my job a lot longer because when I was here last time and I saw you guys, I had something prepared for you because we did it while we were here, then I had that Lambda Probe fault, if you remember.
Yeah.
So with Tabby updating it to the latest software, which is good practice, nothing wrong with that, he's made me do my entire job again. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Ah, okay. Cheers, Tabby.
So he's rebuilding the file
thanks,
for the right software version that we're on now.
Got you.
We're just doing some base runs and gathering some data so we can reference that, and then what we'll do is, as we'll apply the tunes, we'll do the same thing where we'll gather the data, we'll do the dyno pulls, just make sure everything's reacting.
Compare
in
the
way.
logs to what we're asking for. Then that's the tuning process. How much can we push it? Before the car gets upset with us. So that's literally what we'll do. We'll make changes, flash it to the car, run the car, review the logs, review the power it makes, and then we can find a fine balance between pushing the limits and the car being happy, if you know what I mean. And you wanted your cold start off, didn't you?
Should I have it off? I mean, there's no excuse for me to not go to the gym in the morning then, is there? If I take the cold start off.
How heavy are you now?
It's about 100 kilos.
I'm at
How
least
heavy were you
13 and a half stone and probably 12 and a half.
Are you fighting weight? I mean, you need to get back in the gym then. don't you?
This is full of shit weight.
Yeah, that's just, fancy weight. I'll turn your cold start off because you obviously need to get back to the gym, you fat bastard.
Thanks, mate. That's what I need. Just some blunt approach, just to say,
Yeah,
look,
straight
I've turned it
Well,
off.
you're
Get
not
back
gonna
to the
have the
gym, you
cold
fat knacker.
So you think of your neighbours more than anyone else?
My neighbours and my weight. Yeah,
Everyone loves a cold start.
they do love a cold start, and the cold start in this is
car
ridiculous.
enthusiasts love a cold start. Neighbours don't like cold start.
Well, you've got a car enthusiastic neighbour.
There's 1 out of 100, isn't it? That's the problem.
So green is obviously the clearest at the top, the most accurate.
And this is where your pub figures come in big time, because it might have run 411, but actually that's a bit of noise at the top of the run, because the dyno's electrical, and it's reading a speed signal from a ring like a ABS signal would be in a car. So as it's reading that, if there's any kind of noise at the top of that run, it's going to make the graph jiggle a little bit, which is quite a common thing. It could be wheel balance, it could be all sorts of things. But the problem is, with that jiggle, the more power, the bigger the jiggle.
Right.
I mean,
So the reality
could you say?
is obviously 407's the cleanest run, but you did, there was a run there that did I think 412, but
and you're going to get,
as you can see, there's a little bit more.
it's a false reading,
noise at the
really.
top.
Yeah, you're saying it's more likely to be around 407, 408, something like that.
Yes.
Okay, so the exhaust's not made any difference. Brilliant.
All the service.
Or the service, but what the exhaust has made a difference in is the noise. It's ridiculous.
The things you got to think about, I mean, the exhaust in terms of power, maybe, you know, some of the manufacturer's exhausts actually flow pretty well up until a certain point, you know, where it becomes a restriction. So right now, the stock exhaust obviously wasn't a restriction. But you know, if you were to push the power even more to allow that to open up, you know, it might be necessary to have, you know, a aftermarket exhaust fitted that flows better. So
the speedo said 138, but actually in reality it's doing 124.
Which is miles. That's like miles and miles out in it.
But it doesn't mean it's going to be that much out at 100.
No.
It doesn't go up in percentages. It could be 5% out at 100. It could be, it is 10% out at 140.
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
It's all over the place. So
really
we know that much anyway. So the map's been loaded, the new map, yeah?
A new map has been loaded, correct,
So
yeah.
what are we, is this just a matter of now seeing what it does?
Well, that was our... what's gone on it now is what I've done in the past.
Right.
We'll see what this does and see how happy the car is, and then see where the limitations are.
So
push a bit further and
you're going
do
to
some
guess
more
at this one now? What do you reckon?
Not going to guess.
Not going to guess?
I'm not going to guess.
I will guess then. 420.
I'm going to be conservative and say 416.
Did you put... Is this the fuel receipt from this morning?
Yeah, it was 99, I promise.
Tesco
As the-
Momentum 99.
Yeah.
That's the
Right.
95.
Right, Tommy, have you got a figure? Because they're drawing me in now. Last time I think you had to pay for breakfast if I were riding.
That is true, yeah.
You have got a
Whoever
slight
loses.
advantage though.
Yeah,
Shitload of these.
Go on, do you actually know what you're doing?
Alright then, I'm going to go 430.
No.
430?
First run.
Well,
Wow.
you know, let's see what
Hey.
happens.
That's strong. What are you saying,
I hope
Tabby?
you win. I really do.
427.
427. So
No,
I'm
he's
16.
got just under
You're
to win that
20.
breakfast.
I'm 16. You're 20. We've got 27 and 30. Okay, right.
I've got
fine.
big guns on the
I
first.
think I only owe you all the
That's
breakfast.
massive, that. Yeah, hey, you don't know until it comes out.
No, I don't. Does that make any sense to you, that?
Nope. I don't even know what it reminds me of. It just looks like the smashed screen on a laptop.
It does actually.
What do you think?
Oh, that. Yeah, I've pre-broken it. That's all it is. Yeah, it's pre-smashed.
The RS4 van we've got outside
Yeah.
at 435.
Yeah.
You're right.
Ben's saying it's going to be 430. He's pretty confident. He's done enough of them.
Yeah.
We are going to get the Avant on the rolling road
Yes.
at some point when we get the wheels fixed
When
and
we get
stuff.
the suspension and things
Yeah.
done, yeah.
So keep a
definitely.
lookout for that one.
Yeah. On the speedo, I know it says it's going a lot faster than it is, but it redlined at about the same. It hit the limiter. We did redline actually. The limiter's slightly past. The limiter looks like it's at about 8,250.
I've set it to 85,
Yeah.
but we'll see what that says.
The suspense is killing me.
Honestly, all that.
Well, it sounds like my increased RPM limiter is not in play at the moment, so there's a
Sounds like one
possibility
of our
that
excuses.
it's not gonna
That's run number 2.
There's not many V8s that scream right at the top end. It loves it, doesn't it?
Right, we've got a small problem. There's a knock, and you're going to explain it.
Well, short of it is what Ben's asked for the car to do with ignition timing. It won't do. It's having none of it. It's knocking straight away. So what he's now going to do is put the stock ignition timings back into his map and see if it then knocks at that, and then he's going to tweak it to make sure that it stops, and then go from there.
And because he has to map 2 ECUs, each one takes 15 minutes, so it's half an hour every time he changes something.
Yeah, so we have to have a chat. You know, we struggle for shit to talk about now, you know. So this now is the run where he's put the stock ignition timings into the map. I think that's how it's worded. So
Take your word for it.
hopefully now there's no knock, and then he can build from there, yeah?
Yeah. What did you say that on then?
It was about 8.8, 8.750, 8.8, something like that, yeah.
What's the normal red line on this?
To be fair, 82.50, but then
Yeah,
that's the rev counter slightly out as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's actually running to 85 at the minute.
8.5, but it's showing us like 8.8, 8.750 roughly. Yeah. But the I didn't get the top end then, but it was definitely past 140, which again I know it's not doing. But before, it was hitting the rev limiter at like 138 on the clock. So they're now just starting to turn it up, the timing at certain points in within the rev range.
Just where you get the extra horsepower from turning stuff up.
I assume so.
Okay.
I have no idea. We're guesstimating it. And then once they've got to the point where it's like hit its limit, they will then start to hopefully add me a little bit of
pops and bangs.
Just a little bit.
Crackles.
I mean, as soon as we said pops and bangs, he looked at us like
we were. Like that.
Nah, he was like.
Said it actually affects the engine. You can.
Yeah, it's not very good for the engine.
But that engine's on 157, so I don't think it can really get any more damage than it already is it?
I wouldn't have thought so.
Got 2 hours to go.
Yeah.
We need another 15 horsepower.
Easy that, mate. Yeah, like, mate, could be like 150 horsepower. It makes that noise. I'm well happy with that.
It's like a 17 horsepower increase there, and nearly 30 foot-pound of torque. So, throughout the rev band, the gains.
So not just at the top end.
At the top end, obviously, we've at the moment, like saying what we're going to try next. But we've only made 6 peak horsepower. But talking through the rev band, there's points there where you're 325 to 352. So there's points within it where you're upwards of 25 horsepower. I mean, even now, it's still not making what it's supposed to from factory.
So the disappointing thing is, you've not gained much top end, maybe about
horsepower.
7 horsepower.
Yeah.
But you've gained like 25-ish mid-range at 5k, which is where you're going to drive it.
Of course it is, yeah. So the usable, drivable power. I mean, obviously pub torque, I'm not going to be swinging my cock around, am I?
No,
which I wouldn't do anyway, it's not big enough. But the realistic drivability of the car and how much power is throughout the rev range gain-wise is decent. It's like 20 to 25 horsepower more, which is a big jump. So.
And I think if you would have gained 30 horsepower top end and then drove that, because we'll do a review on the car, does it drive any different? Can you feel the extra horsepower and torque? 25 mid-range, you're going to feel it surely.
I'd have thought so, because there's bloody says about 20 foot-pound of torque more as well.
Yeah, and a lot more torque.
A naturally aspirated car, there's not a lot you can do really, it's just degrees and more fuel in and all that kind of shit, whatever he's doing in there on his laptop.
Yeah.
So to get
he is, yeah. He's going to add some more fuel at the top end to see if he can iron out the knocking.
He's trying to cool the cylinder or something, isn't he?
Yeah.
Something
so
like that.
He's changing some degrees somewhere.
So what he's saying there is he's making an already pretty heavy on juice car even more heavy on juice.
If you go to 8,500 RPM. So the main thing is, I know this guy well enough now to know if it stayed at 407 on the horses, pops and bangs and flames, who cares? Who cares about horsepower?
If he'd have said, listen, to get that I've got to take 50 horsepower off you. Sign me up,
on, mate.
Yeah, sign me up, don't give a shit.
You actually won that bet. You said 416.
I've said 416.
I said 420. Tabby said 426, Ben said 430.
Do you know what's the most worrying?
What?
So the 2 people who do this on a daily basis are the furthest out.
Way out, yeah. So what we'll do is, we will do a video.
Yeah, because on top of that, we've obviously had the new RTS clutch, which is a million times better.
Yeah.
And the 4S's. So there's quite a bit to say. We've done quite a bit to it, but we've not sort of told you guys how it feels now, what the difference is. So we'll do a video on that, and we'll cock about for another one for you.
And thanks to everybody here at Awesome GTI.
Awesome GTI,
normal.
Racing Line, OEM Plus, legends, thank you very much.
Everyone looks after us, but we are part of the team here, we are part of the staff.
Well, yeah, we're always here.
And I just can't wait for Christmas.
I know, yeah.
Because Mark as a good boss, should pay us to go out for a meal, right?
You'd think he should pay us to be there, to do them like appearances that people do.
Don't forget, subscribe.
Please, to us and Awesome Cars. Ta.
Yeah, see you next time.